Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things with one thing in common, the love for travel. We have a great guest lined up. Grab a drink, stay tuned. What's going on, travel fam? If you ever thought about starting a podcast, check out Anchor. Anchor is free. Anchor will provide you tools to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast to multiple streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need right in one app. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, who are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Orane Williams. I live in New Jersey. My family's from Jamaica. As you see, I try to represent as best as possible. By day, I'm a manager of a merchandise and training team, and I have my own business called BrandU Motivations.
Okay, awesome.
And obviously, I love to travel.
Hey, man, look, that's super dope. So what do you do, like, with your motivational speaking?
So I talk to teens and college students. I talk about travel, but I also talk about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, leadership, and networking. Those are kind of the categories that I speak on.
Okay. So other than the nice travel to the States, or not necessarily nice in some cases, but other than coming to the States, like, what triggered you to, like? So were you born here or were you born in Jamaica?
So I was born here.
Okay.
And I want to say what triggered travel for me is I kind of grew up traveling with my family. As a baby, I had a passport. They took me to Jamaica, and we would take, road trips, to Georgia or, D.C., Maryland area, Virginia. So ever since I was young, travel has been instilled into me by my family, which I'm, grateful for.
Okay. So, like, what would be, like, so far? What would be, like, top 3 trips that you've taken thus far? And what you drinking?
Drinking Ciroc.
Oh, no, don't say that. We don't advertise those things around here, man. Nah.
I like Ciroc, man. All right. So probably top 3 trips. And it's interesting. People always like to ask you what's your favorite trip, favorite country. It's tough. One of my top trips is Trinidad Carnival, which I just came back from in February.
I'm jealous. Okay. So keep in mind, I've only known him for maybe 2 years now. Well, a year and a half, right? And right. I ain't get no invite to Trinidad Carnival till it was too late. And he was like, bro, I don't think you'll be able to find a hotel if you go, but maybe next year. But it's cool. I understand. I'm not cool enough.
Listen, it's next year, man. Next year, we out there.
They invite me to Brainwash, but don't invite me to Trinidad. It's cool.
We're going to get you there.
All right.
Probably another favorite trip of mine was Dubai. I went to Dubai when they had that Christmas glitch a couple of years ago, where I paid like less than $300 for my flight to Dubai.
Wow.
So that was a great trip. And probably a third trip I would say is going to Barcelona last year with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not a place that was on my list. Really had no intentions of visiting Spain, but it wound up being such a great trip.
Okay.
We have some amazing food there. And we have some great friends that I have a friend that lived there. She had a friend that lived there, and they really showed us the city. And we had a great time. So those would probably be my top 3 trips.
Yeah, I saw you guys did a whole photo shoot out there, and trying to be like the siblings of the century type of scenario.
Yeah, man. We did that with the Airbnb experiences. So I'm sure, I know ladies love to take pictures when they travel. If you don't have a professional photographer, give that a shot. Check it out on Airbnb experiences. Sometimes it's really not that expensive to get some professional photos done.
Okay, so that's dope. So how did the coronavirus kind of impact travel, personal life?
So for me, it definitely impacted me heavily. For my day job, I already worked at home. So, but I also travel for my day job. So that has been eliminated. No travel there. And then, so I'm accustomed to working at home already or working, remotely. So that's the beauty. So I really didn't have to transition into that. But it also affected my business because, I do programs at schools or conferences, and with schools being, shut down, I definitely had a few speaking engagements that, I got postponed or canceled. So that's kind of how it affected me. And living in New Jersey, we're kind of very close to the epicenter, New York being right there. So it's a lot of cases, and I'm not stepping foot in New York whatsoever, but it's definitely tough.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people are picking up is leveraging telepresence, right? And how have you been able to use telepresence to either do panel discussions or how have you been using IG to kind of get some of that word out? I know a lot of it is speak for pay, but have you been able to take advantage of the time to kind of just speak to get the content out so that people are aware of what you're doing?
So that's a great point. I'm going to be honest with everybody. This is like real talk. The previous 2 weeks, I probably wasted a lot of time just watching Netflix and this and that, but also watching some of these some of the DJs that are doing live. Like I was there for the D9 thing where he broke 100,000. And so I really wasn't thinking about what can I do with my talents until a friend of mine really reached out and said, hey, Orane, you should go live or whatever. So I thought about it, and actually tomorrow I'm going to do my first live. It's called Money Talk for Teens at 3 p.m. So if you have a teen, please send them to my live. The flyers on my page. My page is Orane Speaks, and you spell my name like orange without the G. So that's something that I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do more things like that, just to try to utilize this virtual platform that we have right now. And I'm here live with you talking about travel.
Appreciate it. So just a heads up, everybody. I do care for my 75-year-old dad, and he doesn't have concept of anything that I'm doing. So he will walk up to me and start having the conversation as if he's 75 going on 5. So curiosity is everything. But that's kind of what's going on in the background. So I apologize in advance. I'm not going to tell him to sit down and not do nothing. I'm just let him rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let that do his thing.
You know what I mean? So tell us, what do you have on deck so that when, let's say they lift the travel ban, what do we have on deck going on for you?
Well, that's a great question. So definitely, I've canceled any trips that I had booked. I was supposed to go to Mexico with my family. That got nixed. In terms of what's on deck, I'm really being cautious and mindful of when things get lifted. And even once things get lifted, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to sit back and wait a month maybe just to see what's going on, how people are affected. But I may book a cheap trip here and there for later on down the line. But yeah, I'm kind of being cautious right now. There is a conference in Houston in August that I may book the flight for that. It's only $100 and the airline is kind of flexible. But yeah, I want to be kind of cautious just to see what goes on after things loosen up. So I know as much as I want to get back out there, I also want to be just mindful and careful when things first open back up. I think everyone may be.
That's dope. That's dope. Any last words for people, where they can find you, what you got going on? Aside from being plastered all over my page, which I usually don't do, but I'm really about this Travel Tuesdays happy hour, and I want to make sure everybody gets highlighted. So tell them what you got going on. I won't post them. I won't pin them at the bottom, but you can find them on my page. But just go ahead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I appreciate you inviting me to this Travel Tuesday happy hour. I think it's a dope concept. Looking forward to future ones and checking out the people that you have. But I also just want to showcase this shirt, catch flights, not feelings. Just want to show that. Just thought it was appropriate. But one thing I do want to say really quick before I close out is when it comes to travel, maybe everyone may not have the money to take a flight. You may not have a passport to get out the country. There's nothing wrong with taking a good old road trip, whether it's an hour away, 2-3 hours away, and you can still explore something new within that short distance. So keep that in mind. Travel doesn't always have to be on a plane. So what I have coming up, my Instagram is Orane Speaks. You can find me there. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 3 p.m., I'm doing Money Talk for teens. So if you're a parent, if you're a student, you're an educator, share it with them. So I may do that every Wednesday. And I'm also looking to do what I call Brothers Brunch. I was supposed to do that event in person last weekend, but I might take it virtual. I didn't plan it out yet, but please follow my page, Orane Speaks.
I appreciate you, good brother. Stay safe out there. And look.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Trinidad Carnival is less than a year away. Please add me to the mix. You know what I'm saying? My Trini friends that's on the line, can y'all tell him to get me an invite? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we're going to get you there.
All right, good brother. You have a good one.
All right, man.
Another dope conversation. Keep traveling and stay safe. Until next time, peace.